Hey YouTube, I'm back with another Walking Dead figure from B&M Bargains, and this time it's the Walking Dead Shiva Force Shiva, the tiger action figure. And I was really excited to see this figure in B&M Bargains because I've been wanting to get the proper Shiva figure for ages, but in the UK it's really hard and expensive to get hold of online. Now, as well as Shiva here, it also had the Shiva Force Ezekiel, Rick and Michonne, as well as the black and white Ezekiel and Jesus, black and white Beta, colour Beta and Alpha, and the little girl from the Telltale games. They may have had more figures and characters in stock, but they're just the ones that I've seen so far. Now, as you can see, it's based very much on 90s G.I. Joe packaging, in particular the Tiger Force range, which this is based on. On the back here you can see there's a fact file that you can cut out, as well as pictures of other characters in the line. And this is Shiva out of the packaging. It's a pretty good sculpt. Very nice, some decent articulation, though some of the articulation is quite hindered and has some typical McFarlane symptoms to it. Now, the legs move back and forward, but are posed in a way where really you can't have these legs look good unless they are just in that particular pose, which makes the articulation at the back here a little bit pointless, but you could maybe get some poses of her leaning forward or backwards a bit. But in general, that leg has to be back and that leg has to be forward because there's no articulation at the knee joint, if that's what you'd call it there, or the ankle. The ankles will pivot forward and back, as you can see there, a little bit. So there's a bit of articulation in them, and they'll swivel to the sides as well. The tail has articulation that can bend outwards or down and swivel from side to side, which is a nice touch. There's a kind of ab crunch, I guess you could call it, in the middle here where the body swivels and it will kind of move slightly up and down like that, so you can have a kind of bending inwards at the back there, which gives you a bit more articulation, and down that. It's very tight and it's reasonably limited, but it doesn't hurt having it there. And then on the front, you see this leg here will move forward a little bit. Not too much, it's quite tight, but it'll move forward a bit. More articulation in the middle of the leg there, and the paws moving up and down. And these will swivel as well. But then on this side, the leg will move slightly forward there and backwards, and it has that swivel in the middle there. But this front paw will only move up that much. If you can see that there, it'll kind of move down like that and forward that much, but it won't move up higher than that because there's plastic there stopping it. So you can't have all 4 feet flat on the ground. You're kind of forced to have this paw always up in the air a bit. And I don't know why McFarlane have done that. This is a typical thing McFarlane do with their articulation, where it seems more like they really want to be making statues, but they put the articulation in because people demand it. But the articulation can sometimes seem like a token gesture, and they'll do it in a way which still forces you into specific poses. Because I guess McFarlane just loves statues and doesn't really want to be making action figures. That's what it sometimes feels like to me, at least, anyway. But the head also will swivel there. It doesn't really move from side to side or up and down particularly, but the mouth opens, which I really like. That's a nice touch. Just to give you a good look all around her. And she has this chain round her neck as well, so you can put that into Ezekiel's hand to have him kind of controlling her on the end of her chain there. Now this figure, even though it's part of the comic book line, it would work just as well with the TV action figures as well. And the way things are going with McFarlane at the minute, it doesn't seem likely that we're going to get that many more 5-inch action figures for the TV line, which is why I bought this and the Whisperer figures as well, because the Whisperers are going to be in the new season soon, so getting the comic book versions might be the only versions you're able to get. Now here's Shiva next to a sleek tiger, I think that's how you pronounce it, which I'd been using up until this point as my stand-in Shiva, which is about the same size. I actually do prefer the McFarlane one. It's got more vibrant colours, and obviously the articulation's nice as well, and it's just got a more ferocious look to the face. And of course, here she is with Ezekiel. And once again, I bought this Ezekiel figure because I doubt we're going to get the TV version, unfortunately. Now, I haven't seen this version of Ezekiel in B&M Bargains in the UK, but I have seen the Shiva Force version and the black and white version. So there are options out there if you don't want to pay the eBay prices for this figure, or maybe they will have it in B&M Bargains at some point if we're patient. And of course, these two look great together, going to look cool together posed on the shelf. I just wish we could get a TV version of Ezekiel as well, because I do really like the actor that plays him on there. But this isn't a bad stand-in. Well, thanks for watching everyone, and I'll catch you in the next review.